You want to be in the video with me? That's wee-wee, everybody. Hey, listen. The views and opinions of the guest of the WrestleCast podcast do not reflect the views and opinions of WrestleCast podcast. Now, on with the show.
Open your eyes.
WrestleCast podcast starts now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your favorite host, Cowboy Bob. And tonight is going to be a complete different episode than we've ever had on WrestleCast podcast, folks. I just want to, I'm actually in shock about this. But with that being said, let's say this. Tonight's guest was supposed to be none other than the real deal, Jaden Steele. And if you know about the real deal, Jaden Steele, he's based out of Florida. He's came up to the Carolinas. He's wrestled all over the place. He's touched a lot of kids' hearts. In his gimmick, he talks about the Blues Clues and things of that nature. But tonight is a whole different ball game. Tonight is not about how amazing the real deal is. There are alleged allegations that have been stated against Jaden Steele. You bear with me a second. Let me say this. First of all, like I was telling you at the beginning, now we have few more guests in here. I'm sorry to inform everybody, all the WrestleCast podcast fans, that first and foremost, the real deal, Jaden Steele, will not be appearing on WrestleCast podcasts. According to news outlets and statements from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office, allegedly Jordan Williams, a.k.a. Jaden Steele, has been held without bond for allegedly kidnapping and domestic violence abuse. That's right, folks. I know this is a shocker. A victim has left a note in the Navarre restaurant, Jersey Mike's to be specific, giving details of where she's going to be, where she's being held captive and feared for her life. An employee of the restaurant found the note, alerted her manager, and called 911. The sheriff's office issued a search warrant where they found the victim and Jordan Williams in the home, only 2 miles from the Jersey Mike's. Victim was taken to the hospital, bruised, battered, having injuries. They even think that she may even have broken bones. And at that point, Jordan was taken into custody. He allegedly held her in isolation for 6 to 8 months against her will, repeatedly abused her and threatened her with weapons. And I will say this, out of respect for the victim, we will not be releasing her name nor her photo. His next court appointing hearing will be June the 19th. I will be playing a video as we speak, and it starts now, fans. And again, if you have children and they're watching WrestleCast podcast tonight, parental guidance is definitely recommended.
The investigation started when deputies were called to a Jersey Mike's restaurant on Navarre Parkway earlier this week. That's where an employee saw something out of the ordinary. Sandwich artist Eleanor Coffey expected Tuesday to be a normal day at the sandwich shop. That was until she noticed something suspicious in the bathroom.
There was this little piece of crumpled up paper that was shoved next to our toilet paper dispenser, and it looked like a piece of trash.
Coffey opened up the paper and was alarmed by the message inside.
She was like, "Please help me. I'm at this address in Navarre. I need you to call the police and do a wellness check." According
to deputies, the victim wrote she was being held hostage. Coffey says she told her manager and immediately called 911.
Our deputies responded, looked at the letter, gathered information. She left her name and address of where she was going to be at, what kind of car would be in the driveway. So she left a lot of details in the notes so we could come to her and help her.
After reviewing surveillance footage and former case records, the sheriff's office identified 34-year-old Jordan Williams as the suspect.
There was 2 previous domestic violence incidents, so this is the 3rd.
Deputies executed a search warrant at an address they had on file, about 2 miles from the restaurant. Inside, deputies found the victim who left the note in the bathroom. They say she had visible injuries and was taken to a hospital for suspected broken bones, along with other trauma.
A lot of times there are women that are held against their will and they're afraid.
Thursday afternoon, Williams had his first court appearance.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. Do you understand your rights, sir?
He's being held without bond.
Because anybody that would do that to another woman, they don't need to be walking around free in our community.
As for Coffey, she says finding the note folded up in the bathroom is an experience she'll never forget.
my heart goes out to her and her family, and I'm just, hopefully I hope that really doesn't happen again.
Williams faces a judge again next week. If you or anyone you know is also dealing with domestic violence, the sheriff's office does have a hotline for help. You can find the number on our website at weartv.com. In the studio, I'm Haley Samples.
So there you go, folks. I mean, that's the news. If you got questions, I'll try to answer them the best I can. If you got comments, I welcome your comments, your thoughts. Please post them down. We'll definitely put them up here on the screen. This is something that's extremely, extremely wild. It's mind-blowing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go right here. And we'll get questions popping up on the screen as they come up. Scott Larson says, from #truth, by the way, appreciate you stopping by, Scott. This is absolutely crazy. My prayers for the young lady. Exactly. Big T, she was very smart for doing that. That is exactly right. It takes a brave person to be their mind to be wrecked, to be assaulted, to be kidnapped. Now, mind you, folks, I'm going to say this right now. All of this is allegedly, and I have to say that it's all allegedly because there is no conviction. He's been charged, and my mind is blown. I've seen this guy firsthand, face to face, spoke with him, spent time, seen him in the ring, but this show is not about that. It's not about that. One thing I can tell you right now is I truly, truly will say I do not condone any man ever putting their hands on any female in a harmful way. Walk away. Walk away. If it's that bad that you feel like you have to assault someone like that, walk away. How dare anybody have the audacity to do this to someone? Mentally abuse them, physically abuse them, destroy them emotionally and physically. It's mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing. I'm going to pop up some more comments on the screen, folks. Big T says, yes, she was very smart. We've added that one already. Brittany said, my mind is freaking blown. Mine too, Brittany. My mind is blown. I'm in shock. That's why I stated, this is a complete different episode of Wrestlecast podcast. This is a shocking episode because this is shocking to me. I'm sure to his fans, to her family, to her. Unbelievable. Again, allegedly. This guy should never stick his head up at a wrestling show anywhere. And I'm sure Ivan M. Righteous, that's going to be taking place. Mrs. Cowboy says, my prayers for the young lady. Thank you. You know, keep the comments coming, folks. This is a different episode of WrestleCast Podcast. This episode is very important to me. I want to see the comments flooding. You know, this is insanity what we're seeing out here. You know, also I was informed in some information through an internet source. Her phone was taken from her. Maybe even pretending to be her on the phone to her family. I don't know this to be a fact. But, man, this is insanity. You know, and I will say this. Did you hear the officer in the video state, this is the third time? Third time. Brittany says, he's ruined his career. You're exactly right. And yes, he is completely done for. You know, I don't know any promoter that would condone anything like this and have somebody on their show like that. As a podcaster, can state that I'm thankful I found this news out. Which, folks, I'll tell you this. If you go in and you type his name in, his gimmick name, in the search engine, it's all over the place. We're talking New York Times. We're talking People Magazine. We're talking Inside Wrestling Insider. We're talking any, if you can think of it, and as a company, man, they have put the article out there. It's all over the internet. Bruce says what's happened. Bruce, I don't know if you're aware of who the real deal Jaden Steele is, but there's allegations, you know, against him right now, stating that he's assaulted and kidnapped and abused a young lady, allegedly, and has been taken into custody. I played a video at the beginning of the show. I will be playing that video again. And like I said, you know, out of respect for her, I will not mention her name. I will not put her photo up online. I think that's completely disrespectful. I've seen photos. I've seen bruises in the photos. Folks, this is insanity. This is crazy. You know, and I will be playing this video throughout the podcast. If you didn't catch it, it's 2 minutes. We're almost 15 minutes in. Let's play this video again for the people that's jumped in and just now came in. Here it is again.
The investigation started when deputies were called to a Jersey Mike's restaurant on Navarre Parkway earlier this week. That's where an employee saw something out of the ordinary. Sandwich artist Eleanor Coffey expected Tuesday to be a normal day at the sandwich shop. That was until she noticed something suspicious in the bathroom.
There was this little piece of crumpled up paper that was shoved next to our toilet paper dispenser, and it looked like a piece of trash.
Coffey opened up the paper and was alarmed by the message inside.
She was like, "Please help me. I'm at this address in Navarre. I need you to call the police and do a wellness check."
According to deputies, the victim wrote she was being held hostage. Coffey says she told her manager and immediately called 911.
Our deputies responded, looked at the letter, gathered information. She left her name and address of where she was going to be at, what kind of car would be in the driveway. So she left a lot of details in the notes so we could come to her and help her.
After reviewing surveillance footage and former case records, the sheriff's office identified 34-year-old Jordan Williams as the suspect.
There was 2 previous domestic violence incidents, so this is the 3rd.
Deputies executed a search warrant at an address they had on file about 2 miles from the restaurant. Inside, deputies found the victim who left the note in the bathroom. They say she had visible injuries and was taken to a hospital for suspected broken bones along with other trauma.
A lot of times there are women that are held against their will and they're afraid.
Thursday afternoon, Williams had his first court appearance.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. Do you understand your rights, sir?
He's being held without bond.
Because anybody that would do that to another woman, they don't need to be walking around free in our community.
As for Coffey, she says finding the note folded up in the bathroom is an experience she'll never forget.
My heart goes out to her and her family, and I'm just, hopefully I hope that really doesn't happen again. Williams faces a judge again next week. If you or anyone you know is also dealing with domestic violence, the Sheriff's Office does have a hotline for help. You can find the number on our website at weartv.com. In the studio, I'm Haley Samples.
Folks, this ain't just a domestic violence. We're talking about kidnapping. Let me read some things to you here. Real quick, let me go through some stuff here. Just bear with me if you don't mind. Yeah, just bear with me. 6 to 8 months. Was caught and harmed when she tried to escape. Now, folks, this is on court TV. Says deputies conducted a search warrant at the address where they found the alleged victim with a black eye, a possible broken arm, and head injuries. She told deputies she had been held against her will for 6 to 8 months and was caught and harmed when she tried to escape. Like I said, give me your thoughts down here, because I'm mind blown right now. I mean, Cowboy Bob don't condone anything like this. I never will. I never have. And it's happened so much to women. It's sickening. I tell you, my stepdad told me when I was a child. He said, "Son, woman ever hits you, don't hit her back. Turn around, walk away, be done with it. Don't put your hands on her." Stuck with me as a child. I watched my mom, and I love my mother to death. God rest her soul. I watched my mom hit him in the chest, and I stood there as a 7-year-old child at the bedroom door and watched her hit him and pound him in his chest. And my dad was a bodybuilder. And he grabbed her by the arms and he set her on the bed and he told her to stop. He didn't hit her. He didn't beat her down. This is crazy. This is crazy. Mr. Cowboy said, "We have met him before. I never would have guessed it." It is sad how well they hide it. Folks, that's a fact. That is a fact. I tell my wife all the time, hey, these wolves show up in sheep's clothing. You can be so trustworthy to somebody, because of their looks. They may be handsome, charming, sweet talking, and then flip in a blink of an eye. Get to know these people before you make decisions. And you know what? Let me say this. Not even that. Because this could go on and they could be nice for months. So you never know. This lady didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve to be held away from her family, her children. My heart hurts for her. I told y'all, folks, this is a different podcast tonight. I did say right here on WrestleCast Podcast, what do we get? We get the dirt. Well, tonight, man, this is the dirt. The man, the myth, the legend of podcasting, Scott Larson says, I'm going to say it. He's not a man. A man doesn't do that. Hashtag truth. That's exactly right. That's exactly right, Scott. I greatly appreciate your comment. These comments are welcome. I want to know what's going through your mind. I want to know what you're thinking about when you see that video I played, and I'll be playing it again. Brittany says, Aiden said hi. Hello, Aiden. Cowboy Bob, appreciate you so much. As WrestleCast Podcast #1 fan right there, Aiden, you're a superstar, son. You're amazing, and we greatly appreciate you being the #1 fan of WrestleCast Podcast. I definitely want the comments. I want to see what's going through people's mind. You know, tell me what y'all thinking. When y'all see a video like that, when y'all hear the words that I'm telling you that happened. Strangulation. Charged for strangulation also. So what do we got? Black eye, possible broken arm, strangulation. Really? For what? Missy Childers, thank you so much for stopping by. I want to say this real quick also. Our prayers and our thoughts are with Missy Childers and Chris Thunder Anderson. We love you, buddy. We're praying for you. Our thoughts are out there. We're always thinking about you. We want to know that if you need us in any way, shape, or form, please let us know. We're here for you. You know, prayers for this young lady. Exactly. She needs them. She needs them bad. She lost everything because of this situation. Yes, he was a wrestler, Missy. He was a wrestler. He even wrestled at Snoo. He wrestled in Florida. Brittany said he was smiling big. We are praying for this young lady. Thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you for your comment. Greatly appreciate that. Scott Larson says, I want to thank that young lady from the restaurant who took action when she saw the note. You know what, Scott? Exactly right, bud. That's exactly right, brother. She did. She took action. Brother, this note was just a little crumbled up right there, and she took the time to unravel it, read it, seen that it said she needed help, saw what was on there, address, where she's going to be, even stating if her car was in the driveway, then you could pull up. Don't show up if her car is not there, because then her parents will alert him. How insane is that? My heart aches for her, breaks for her. Things like this has to stop. You know, man, it's like I said, I told you it's going to be a different podcast. And you know, normally I'm in a great mood. I'm cheerful. I'm joking, and I'm having a great time with the talent and the fans. But man, something like this. I felt like it needed to be brought out. It took time to think to do this. You know, I sent messages, hey, you know, what's going on, man? We're not going to do the podcast? No response. Then I started digging deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Started looking at dates and times and stuff, and I found, then I've done research. Then I made phone calls. Then I was directed to the right source, and well, here we are. Missy says, wow, I bet he don't come back to North Carolina to wrestle. He shouldn't. Matter of fact, he should end that career. I don't know, Missy, if you got to see the video, if you just jumped in, but I don't know if you got to see the video I posted just now and had rolling. But this is his third strike. It's the third time he's done something like this, you know, as far as domestic violence. Katie says, it's terrible the way the world is. Where did the kindness to others go? I don't know where it went. I don't know, Miss Cowboy. I'm heartbroken. People don't love anymore. They use that as a figure of speech. I love you as just a figure of speech. I see that so much in the wrestling community. Love you, brother. Love you, brother. Love you, brother. But when your brother needs you, do you really love him? Or are you loving him from a distance? When your sister needs you, do you love her? Really? Or do you love her from a distance? When you see somebody like this hurting and going through a bad situation, do you turn a blind eye, a deaf ear, or do you do something about it like the girl from Jersey Mike's did? Step up to the plate and do something about it. Folks, this is serious. This is very important. This could be your loved one. Take the phone from you. Pretend to be you and tell your family, hey, I'm good. I'm okay. And it ain't her. It's somebody else. Scott said, preach, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much, Scott. I'm glad you got to see it there, Missy. This is insanity. It drives me crazy. You know, people argue, people fuss. I get it. It's reality, right? But nothing is as the movies. We know movies are fake. Everybody gets into an argument. Me and Miss Cowboy have been in arguments before. It's life. It's what happens. But I'll tell you this, it never would cross my mind in a million years to put my hands on that angel. Not one time would I think or let it go through my head to do something like that. Because if you do, you're a monster. You're a monster in my book. A waste of space. I'll even go one step further because now I'm really upset about it. You're an oxygen thief and you're breathing perfectly good air that all of us could be breathing. How dare you have the audacity to sit there and hurt somebody who didn't deserve it? And I don't care what they say. Well, they did this to me. They did that to me. Man, at the end of the day, I don't know what happened, but I'll tell you what I do know what happened. Allegedly, I saw the charges. I saw all of what everything is listed there. Girl was scared for a reason. And you don't go to the Jersey Mike's and write a letter in the bathroom? Man, really? You're terrified, scared. Choked. Yeah, I forgot about that. Choked. Strangulation, I said that. I'll show you in just a minute. Mr. Thompson. Bear with me. Don't leave us. I'll show you the video in just a minute. Mrs. Cowboy says, if the employee of Jersey Mike's hadn't taken action, there's no telling how long this would have continued. That's correct. It could have been worse. It could have gotten worse. It could have ended really, really worse than it did. Mr. Capone says, the worst part is when brothers in the locker room tell lies about other people. I know one that does it a lot, but nobody will say anything to him. Got to step up to the plate. Somebody's got to say something. Because if not, It's a repetitive revolving door. It keeps on happening. And innocent people suffer for this stuff. Travis, I am so grateful. I appreciate you stopping by, sir. Oos, let me play this video for y'all guys one more time right here. So Travis can also see it.
The investigation started when deputies were called to a Jersey Mike's restaurant on Navarre Parkway earlier this week. That's where an employee saw something out of the ordinary.
Sandwich artist Eleanor Coffey expected Tuesday to be a normal day at the sandwich shop. That was until she noticed something suspicious in the bathroom.
There was this little piece of crumpled up paper that was shoved next to our toilet paper dispenser, and it looked like a piece of trash.
Coffey opened up the paper and was alarmed by the message inside.
She was like, "Please help me. I'm at this address in Navarre. I need you to call the police and do a wellness check."
According to deputies, the victim wrote she was being held hostage. Coffey says she told her manager and immediately called 911.
Our deputies responded, looked at the letter, gathered information. She left her name and address of where she was going to be at, what kind of car would be in the driveway. So she left a lot of details in the notes so we could come to her and help her.
After reviewing surveillance footage and former case records, the sheriff's office identified 34-year-old Jordan Williams as the suspect.
There was 2 previous domestic violence incidents, so this is the 3rd.
Deputies executed a search warrant at an address they had on file about 2 miles from the restaurant. Inside, deputies found the victim who left the note in the bathroom. They say she had visible injuries and was taken to a hospital for suspected broken bones along with other trauma.
A lot of times there are women that are held against their will and they're afraid.
Thursday afternoon, Williams had his first court appearance.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. Do you understand your rights, sir?
He's being held without bond.
Because anybody that would do that to another woman, they don't need to be walking around free in our community.
As for Coffey, she says finding the note folded up in the bathroom is an experience she'll never forget.
My heart goes out to her and her family, and I'm just, hopefully I hope that really doesn't happen again. Williams faces a judge again next week. If you or anyone you know is also dealing with domestic violence, the Sheriff's Office does have a hotline for help. You can find the number on our website at weartv.com. In the studio, I'm Haley Samples.
There you go, Travis. Heartbreaking story. Heartbreaking. Mr. Capone says, got me thinking now about this. Yes, sir. Missy says, this is so true. People have changed so much over time. People think everyone owes them something. But there are still some kind-hearted people that truly care about others. Since Chris has been in the hospital with people letting me know they are praying for us. We need the continued prayers, but I appreciate you all. And thank you, Scott Larson and Bobby Lee, for what you guys did for us. We love y'all. We love y'all. I'm telling you, y'all mean the world to us. And this ain't going to stop. We're going to continue and we're going to do what we can and try to make something happen. We love you guys. Y'all mean the world to us. Mr. Capone says, damn, what a low life. You're exactly right. Now, for my show, my podcast, I definitely say that these are alleged allegations. But folks, I see the charges. I'm telling y'all the story as it's unfolding. It's sickening. It's sickening is what it is. I'll tell you another story. I'll never forget as a child. This is why it hits home for me, folks. This hits home for me. I remember as a child, my sister, won't mention her name, my sister, young, calling my mom, Mom, he's beaten me. And we fly over there. Because, when you're a young kid, man, you're going with your parents wherever. And my dad rolled up in that house, and that man cowered down in the corner and stared at him and said, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. That's what they do. They can beat a woman. They're scared when a man's ready to rip their head off. It's that easy. Oh, Yeah, intimidate them. But when a man gets into them and they're ready to rip them apart like a dadgum bear, then it's a whole different scenario, ain't it? I want y'all to share this podcast. I want all my fans out there to share this podcast. I would greatly appreciate that. Everybody that comes in here tonight, everybody that's commented, please, please, please share this. Get this message out. Make this video go viral. And it ain't for me. It's for her. And for everybody else out there suffering from situations like this. Going through stuff like this. This is awful. Disgusting. Putrid. How dare you have the audacity to do some things, these heinous things that you do, that these people do to these women. I don't understand it. Stephen Moore, thank you for stopping by. He says Chris Thunder Anderson, strong. Yeah, strong. Exactly. Exactly. And he is a strong one. And we love him. We're praying for him. We're there for him. And if they need anything, all they got to do is call. But you know what the sad part about that is they're not that type of people. They're not going to call you for help. They try to do it all on their own, but they will bend backwards to help anybody else out. No matter what it takes, go to the ends of the earth. Stay up hours at a time to do whatever it takes to help somebody. I said it in the beginning, folks, it's a different podcast tonight. And I'm sorry I'm in rare form. But a situation like this has to be brought to light. Has to. Bear with me a second. I'm gonna try to find something real fast. That's very important. I wanna give to you guys. I can definitely find it. Just bear with me. And while I'm looking, if you don't mind, like I said, let's get those comments coming in for sure. We got charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, kidnapping, false imprisonment, felony, and misdemeanor battery, and battery of strangulation. And that's coming from the police department. Lord, man. You know, I don't know, folks. I'm going to do my part. That's why I made the decision to come on here tonight. My fans know that if I talent is canceled or something's came up, I usually postpone it. You know, because in my eyes, when I run this podcast for the talent that comes on this show, my whole thing is to promote. I'm going to promote you to the highest level. I am going to do my best to make sure they know who you are. It's my job. It's what I do. It's what I enjoy doing. But again, tonight's not about that. Because my guest cannot be here tonight. And now we all know why. Give me some more comments, folks. I'm waiting. I want to see what your thoughts are. What's going through your mind as I'm talking to you right now. Don't forget to share it. I'll tell you, yes, go on the YouTube channel. We're live right now on YouTube also. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, the whole nine. Y'all know the deal. And I greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me. But tonight's about this woman who was tortured, strangled, abused, possible broken bones, black eyes, 6 to 8 months phone ripped from her. Allegedly taking her phone and saying, yeah, I'm okay, when it wasn't even her. Where's y'all's head at right now? That's what Cowboy Bob's asking you. Where's your head at right now as I tell you these things? Mr. Travis Thompson, the one thing that kills me is that some idiot does something like this, then all the indoor workers get lumped in with it. Yes, yeah, that's exactly right. But you know, I want to say this too. As far as me doing this show tonight, Travis, you know, we got to look at that. This guy he's been charged, not yet convicted, been charged. Matter of fact, his next hearing is June the 19th. So what is that? 2 days from now. You know, if I feel so bad for her, it's unbelievable. I hope his career is over and done. I don't ever want to talk to him again. I never want to see him again. I hope he doesn't contact me trying to get on WrestleCast podcast. Ain't happening. Ain't gonna happen. I don't condone stuff like that, and I don't support it. I've got many, many great friends in the independent wrestling community who are amazing people, who go out there and work their rear end off at the gym, who go out there and take care of their families and work hard and work their regular jobs and go to the gym and then go straight. I said that already. And then go out here on the weekend and work hard to entertain us. Amazing people. And you got people like this that make them look bad. But at the end of the day, I don't even want to give him that credit because it's about her. What a brave soul she was. Had to be scared to death, shaking to write that letter. And then hoping somebody finds it. That's a hope and a wing and a prayer, folks. She didn't know. She's hoping. And luckily that lady did. What you think? Talk to me. I mean, this is the reality. This is happening in a real world right now that we live in. I'm going to play it again. We're 43 minutes in. I'm going to play it again.
The investigation started when deputies were called to a Jersey Mike's restaurant on Navarre Parkway earlier this week. That's where an employee saw something out of the ordinary.
Sandwich artist Eleanor Coffey expected Tuesday to be a normal day at the sandwich shop. That was until she noticed something suspicious in the bathroom.
There was this little piece of crumpled up paper that was shoved next to our toilet paper dispenser, and it looked like a piece of trash.
Coffey opened up the paper and was alarmed by the message inside.
She was like, "Please help me. I'm at this address in Navarre. I need you to call the police and do a wellness check."
According to deputies, the victim wrote she was being held hostage. Coffey says she told her manager and immediately called 911.
Our deputies responded, looked at the letter, gathered information. She left her name and address of where she was going to be at, what kind of car would be in the driveway. So she left a lot of details in the notes so we could come to her and help her.
After reviewing surveillance footage and former case records, the sheriff's office identified 34-year-old Jordan Williams as the suspect.
There was 2 previous domestic violence incidents, so this is the 3rd.
Deputies executed a search warrant at an address they had on file about 2 miles from the restaurant. Inside, deputies found the victim who left the note in the bathroom. They say she had visible injuries and was taken to a hospital for suspected broken bones along with other trauma.
A lot of times there are women that are held against their will and they're afraid.
Thursday afternoon, Williams had his first court appearance.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. Do you understand your rights, sir?
He's being held without bond.
Because anybody that would do that to another woman, they don't need to be walking around free in our community.
As for Coffee, she says finding the note folded up in the bathroom is an experience she'll never forget.
My heart goes out to her and her family, and I'm just, hopefully I hope that really doesn't happen again.
Williams faces a judge again next week. If you or anyone you know is also dealing with domestic violence, the Sheriff's Office does have a hotline for help. You can find the number on our website at weartv.com. In the studio, I'm Haley Samples.
So there you go. Look here. Brittany says, I swear, such a piece of crap. You're exactly right. Scott Larson, the story isn't funny, but sandwich artist, I'm a sandwich Picasso. Just shedding a little light on the subject. I got you, brother. I got you. Oh, so let me say this, folks. Do have some exciting news for the WrestleCast podcast fans. Next Wednesday, I'm excited to say I'm gonna have 2 shows going next week. Don't forget. Oh yes. Oh Lord. All right. So folks, I'm gonna say this. We got the Battle of the Egos coming next Tuesday, and you'll see who those folks are when I make that flyer and get it posted, which will be soon. On top of that, Wednesday we interview our first ever female talent. That's right, from Indiana, right here on WrestleCast podcast. Oh, it's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss that one. You know, I feel I don't see a lot of that happening. And right here on WrestleCast podcast, we're going to make that happen. And this lady's a champion. So we're going to make that happen. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it. That's next Wednesday. Don't forget, Tuesday at 7 p.m., we've got the Battle of the Egos. Y'all look for that flyer. It's coming real soon. I will have that up and rolling. I'm going to say by tomorrow for you guys. It's going to be amazing. And I know you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you. You know, we get the dirt here on WrestleCast podcast. So, but with that being said, I'm not going to carry this one out a complete hour or even over. But I am going to say this. At the end of my show, I always do, I'm about to hurt someone's feelings, right? So let me say this. I, Cowboy Bob, am about to hurt someone's feelings. If you go out there and you put your hands on a female in a violent way, you do some despicable acts, boy, you better be glad I'm not around when it happens. I promise you that. And that's not a threat whatsoever. That's a fact. It makes me sick to my stomach that people do these things. And I'm the guy that I don't care if you're in public. I don't care where it's at. Okay? I saw somebody do that in a grocery store. Guess what? Hey, you might have to take me to jail. But it'd be worth it. And, you know, that's what I got to say about that. And children. Children's another thing. Keeping a parent from their children? What in the hell is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Ooh, I tell you what, folks, it really hits me a certain way. It does. It hits me a certain way. But I will say this. I am so thankful for each and every one of y'all that stopped by tonight and supports me and supports WrestleCast podcast. You know, Brittany made a statement right here. Oh, yeah, I'd kill someone if they did that to me. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yep, exactly. Exactly. She says it runs all over her. Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. I appreciate your comments. They mean the world to me. Each and every one of y'all who have made comments tonight. Each and every one of y'all that took the time to come and watch this shocking episode that is mind-blowing to me. And remember, Cowboy Bob definitely has to say, allegedly, these acts happened. But you do your research yourself. You can go online. You can type in the name. And I promise you, you're talking about media that are well known. We're talking New York Times, People Magazine, People.com. We're talking Insider, Wrestler Insider. Brittany says, I hope you have an amazing night. And it was good talking with you all. Thank you so much, Brittany. We appreciate you stopping by. We love Aiden. Thank y'all so much. That means the world to me. Miss Cowboy said, we want to urge anyone in a domestic violence situation to please seek help as soon as possible. Do the best you can. Think about what this young lady did. No matter what you got to do, if you've got to do like she did, she's seen the opportunity and she used it to her advantage and she made it happen. And luckily someone was there and paid attention. And now she's free from that. And now she's got to start rebuilding. And it's not easy because now she's living with all these thoughts and these memories, nightmares, all these things that's going through her mind. My heart hurts for her. It does. It breaks for her so bad. Big T said, love you, brother. I love you too, brother. I love all my fans. This show wouldn't be possible without you. Y'all make WrestleCast podcast possible. And it means the world that y'all are here. Thank you so much, Brittany. We love y'all too. Big T said that woman could have just swept it up and threw it away. That's exactly right. She could have swept it. She could have just threw it in the garbage. Thank you so much, Brittany. Could have swept it up, threw it in the garbage, and then no telling what could have happened. No telling. Man, I'm going to tell you, folks, this is something that's just, it hurts and it hits home. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen this abuse. And it's sickening, extremely sickening to me. Brittany says most people would have done that honestly, but big kudos to her. That's exactly right, Brittany. You're exactly right. They would have threw it in the garbage. They would have gave it a second thought. They would have thought nothing of it. But she took the time to read that thing, open it up, look at it, and seen what it said. There we go. I was actually inviting him to our promo before this. Wow. Wow. Mind-blowing right there. Mind-blowing. Folks, you see what I'm saying? You never know. You never know. Brittany says, that's why I'm even more shocked. Folks, think about that one for a second. She had no clue. Had no clue. That's what we're talking about right here. Keep your eyes open. Hug your family tonight. Tell them you love them. Stay humble. Hustle hard. And it's like Cowboy Bob always says, if you got plans, you're going to want to break them. Because WrestleCast Podcast is the place to be. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all next Tuesday at 7 p.m. sharp for the Battle of the Egos. Look for the flyer. You don't want to miss that show. Take care until then and be safe.
Won't waste another minute, no, I won't. I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission.